Taylor Swift just betrayed her own fiancé's team in front of the entire world, and she did it wearing a shirt that left no room for doubt. Weeks ago, she was sitting right beside Travis Kelce in Cleveland, smiling along as he cheered on the team he has loved his whole life. He reportedly thought she was right there with him, on his side, in his colors, a Cleveland supporter for the night. And now, just weeks later, she walked into Madison Square Garden in a shirt that revealed where her loyalty was really pointing the entire time. And it was not with Travis.
How's it going?
Here's what happened. Taylor showed up to Game 4 of the NBA Finals wearing a blue t-shirt with the words Stevie Nicks printed across the front in bright orange lettering. It was a clever blend of the legendary singer Stevie Nicks and the New York Knicks. It was witty, it was loud, and it was an unmistakable declaration of loyalty to New York, the very team that had just eliminated Travis's beloved Cleveland Cavaliers from the playoffs. She arrived flanked by her close friends Esty and Alana Haim, who joined in on the fun with their own matching pun shirts. One read Knick-ole Kidman and the other Nickelback. The trio took some of the best seats in the building, and the second the cameras found them, the moment exploded across the internet.
And a 29-point lead has been cut to 22.
But the detail that made this so juicy was the timeline. Because rewind just a few weeks, and Taylor was sitting courtside in Cleveland for the Eastern Conference Finals, right next to Travis watching his hometown Cavaliers. He was reportedly doing everything he could to fire up the crowd, even chugging a beer courtside while Taylor playfully buried her face in her hands. He has reportedly spoken before about how much it meant to bring her back to Cleveland and show her his roots. He insisted he was not trying to turn her into a Cleveland fan, just enjoying a fun date night at a game he loves.
When it came down to like going to the Cavs game, she was kind of like, oh, nice, they're playing the Knicks. Like, sweet. I've seen them play before. This wasn't me trying to persuade Taylor into being a Cleveland sports fan with me. This was me just having a fun date night, knowing that I love going to basketball games. We actually tried to go to a game in New York, but I was stuck in Kansas City.
In other words, he reportedly believed she was simply there to support him, and maybe she was. But the shirt told a different story, because the team she showed up cheering for in New York was the exact same team that had knocked his Cavaliers out. And the fans noticed immediately. The reaction online was instant and merciless in the most playful way. Many pointed out the apparent contradiction, joking that her trip to Cleveland with Travis suddenly made a lot more sense. She had reportedly only been excited to go once she realized her own Knicks were the opponent. One fan summed it up perfectly, joking that she only attended the Cleveland game because the Knicks happened to be playing there. It painted a hilarious picture. Travis thought his future wife was cheering for his team. In reality, she may have been quietly rooting for the other side the whole time, just happy to watch her Knicks on the road. Then came the rival fans, and they were not happy at all, because the team the Knicks were actually facing that night had their own loyal supporters watching, and many of them turned their playful frustration straight at Taylor. Fans of the opposing side joked that seeing her in a Knicks shirt genuinely hurt their hearts. One declared that her wearing those colors stung their loyalty to their own team. Others dramatically announced that they were switching allegiances out of pure spite, joking that thanks to Taylor, they were now rooting against the Knicks entirely. A few rolled their eyes at the whole spectacle, grumbling that the shirt was just attention-seeking and that she was showing off a New York fandom she had barely displayed in years. It was the kind of mock outrage that follows Taylor to every single sporting event she attends. The entire internet reacting to one woman in one punny shirt. And to be fair to the doubters, her Knicks history is real, but it had gone quiet. She reportedly last attended a Knicks game over a decade ago, back in 2014, when she famously declared herself a fan after moving to New York. She has reportedly spoken fondly about performing at the arena as a young girl and carrying a magical, sparkly view of the place ever since, so this was not some random bandwagon moment, but But after years away, showing up in those colors right after sitting with Travis in Cleveland was always going to spark a debate, and it absolutely did. So here is everything else swirling around this couple right now, because the loyalty drama is just one piece of a much bigger picture. And the reason that Nick's shirt carried so much extra weight comes down to where the wedding is reportedly happening, because that very same building, Madison Square Garden, is reportedly the planned venue for the couple's wedding. It is set for July 3rd in front of a crowd reportedly numbering more than 1,000 guests. So when Taylor showed up there in New York colors, fans wondered if she was quietly making the arena feel like home before the biggest day of her life. The venue is reportedly a genius choice for one reason above all: privacy. The arena reportedly has no windows, so no outside camera can catch a single frame. It reportedly offers underground access so guests can come and go unseen. For a couple fighting to protect their privacy, they reportedly found the ultimate fortress in the loudest city in America.
July 4th. Sail 250, which is like the president's military parade in New York City. NBA Finals, World Cup, potentially Taylor Swift's wedding, all as overlapping events in New York City between June 11th and July 19th.
The night carried one more stunning subplot, because seated just a few rows away from Taylor was Scooter Braun, the music executive at the center of one of the most public feuds of her entire career. The two were reportedly close enough that neither would have had to squint to see the other, separated by little more than a barricade. For years they have been locked in a bitter battle over the ownership of her early music, so having them in the same building just rows apart on a night the whole world was watching only piled more drama onto an already electric evening. As far as anyone knows, they never actually crossed paths, but the near miss alone was enough to send fans spinning. Now, while all of that played out, the wedding plans kept tightening in the background. There are reportedly no mailed invitations, with the couple instead reportedly reaching out to guests directly to stop leaks. They are reportedly inviting a surprising number of non-famous people, some of whom were reportedly stunned to get the call.
I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble, right?
Yes.
And you have to evaluate or assess your relationship with them to see if they should be there. I'm not going to do that. Anyone I've ever talked to.
The most powerful figure in fashion reportedly offered to help plan the wedding, and Taylor reportedly turned her down to run the day herself. And the dress is reportedly guarded like a secret. Reports mention 6 gowns from multiple designers, several of them decoys, every designer under a non-disclosure agreement so any leak could be traced. The guest list has reportedly been full of twists. Former best friend and supermodel Karlie Kloss is reportedly back in after the two women reportedly reconciled. Rising pop star Benson Boone is reportedly invited, and one longtime celebrity couple was reportedly left off after a quiet falling out.
You and Kelly maybe be attending the wedding.
You know, I don't know. That is going to be, I imagine, one impressive wedding. But yeah, just very happy for them. I've known, Trav for a while too, and yeah, I think they're having a blast. That's the point.
And despite the playful Knicks versus Cavs drama, the couple still reportedly looks completely in love. They were recently spotted on a color-coordinated date night in Florida, where Travis is reportedly training and where Taylor has reportedly been splitting her time just to stay close to him.
Oh my God.
Hey guys.
Oh my God.
Have a good night, guys.
Even the pre-wedding parties are reportedly massive, with a reported $10 million budget for Travis's bachelor party. Meanwhile, Taylor's brand new song tied to a major summer film is reportedly already a monster hit on the charts. And the drama did not stop with the rival fans. When the Knicks pulled off a thrilling win that night, Taylor reportedly celebrated wildly from her courtside seat, throwing her hands up and cheering like a diehard. That only poured fuel on the debate about whether her fandom was genuine or just for show. a New York radio personality reportedly took aim at her directly, dismissing her presence and questioning whether she was a real supporter at all. On the flip side, when a sports analyst made a pointed remark about Taylor even being at the game, a prominent media personality reportedly leapt to her defense, blasting the criticism as unnecessary hating. It became a full-blown media tug-of-war. Half the sports world was rolling their eyes and the other half defending her, all over one woman in one punny t-shirt at one basketball game. So here's the bottom line. Taylor showed up to the NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden in a Stevie Nicks shirt, openly cheering for the New York team that eliminated Travis's hometown Cavaliers. This was just weeks after she sat beside him in Cleveland, where he reportedly thought she was supporting his side. Fans roasted the apparent loyalty switch, rival fans jokingly turned on her, and skeptics called the shirt attention-seeking. All of this while Scooter Braun sat just rows away in the middle of their old feud. The wedding is reportedly happening at that same arena on July 3rd in front of more than 1,000 guests. It is a windowless venue reportedly chosen for privacy, with no mailed invitations, and a guest list reportedly including surprise non-celebrities. Taylor reportedly turned down fashion's most powerful figure and reportedly commissioned 6 decoy gowns. Karlie Kloss is reportedly back on the list. One couple is reportedly out. The couple was recently spotted on a Florida date night, and her new song is reportedly topping the charts. 23 days until July 3rd. Travis thought she was on his team. The shirt said otherwise, and maybe that is the most perfectly them thing of all. Two fiercely loyal people who will happily root for rival teams, chase separate dreams, and tease each other across 1,000 miles, right up until the day they finally stand on the same side for good. In a few weeks, the jerseys will not matter, and the rivalries will fade. There will only be the two of them in that very same arena, no longer cheering for opposite teams, but for each other. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.